Good evening and welcome to Crosstalk. My name is Reverend Tomotieno, bringing you this edition. We want to talk about the ghetto. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been to Kibich, Dandora, D, as they call it, Hip Hop City, Kiambu, Madare? Have you been to those places? Do you know what life there is like? Today we want to examine a bit of that and what can we do about this situation. It is our social responsibility, not just politicians, the church, everybody must do something about uplifting the welfare of these people. Today on the show, Michael Kamande, Kamashu. Gota hapo hivyo. Azekelea uzito. Yeah, he's an activist, he's an actor, he's a Sunday school teacher and teens teacher. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And we also have Irene Minor, human rights activist, defender.
Yes.
And Irene lives in B, Dandora. And Michael Kamashu lives in Kiambu. Yeah. So you guys tell me, what's ghetto life like?
Ghetto life, first of all, it starts with the name. Mm-hmm. Like when people are referring the ghetto, you can hear posting like informal settlement. Mm-hmm. So as long as they have put the informal, it's already starting to bring discrimination.
What are the characteristics? So no proper toilets.
Yeah. No proper
roads.
No proper roads. Drainage systems.
Drainage system not there.
Like even schools, hospitals.
You don't have enough schools. You have too many people.
Yeah, too many people.
So it's not planned. The settlement is not planned.
It's not planned. And like there is no government hospitals. So you just find a chemist, like a kiosk, and they just sell the medicines. So if
poor regulation.
Yeah, with very poor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody just opens a kiosk and sells medication.
Exactly.
And you don't know whether they are qualified.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are the other characteristics, Irene? What other things do you classify as ghetto?
What would I say? Poor housing, poor healthcare system, poor everything. Let me just say poor everything.
So drainage, sewage just runs
everything
as you
is
watch.
Just bad. Everything is just bad in the ghetto. Especially, there's a difference between the ghetto and the slum. People don't get it, but there's a difference.
Educate us.
The slums is where everything is just worse. The slums is where you have the matope nyumbas, the houses of iron sheets. You will find ghetto is a little bit elevated, kidogo.
Stone houses, but
still ghetto. But still the life is not, you cannot compare it to other places, to the slums. But it's still as bad. You will find in the slums, you will find rivers crossing very, very close to houses. And it's not even a river. I don't understand why people call it a river, because that's sewage.
Yeah,
because it's black.
It used to be a river, but then it got so contaminated.
Yeah, it's sewage. It's really black and it's really toxic.
Do people drink that?
No, but kids actually play in that water. They swim in that water. Yeah. So you find
they don't get sick.
No,
it's rare.
It's very rare. Even when cholera there was a time that our late former president Kibaki got cholera and was like, huh? and in the ghetto there was no cases of cholera. I was like, huh?
Yet you play around.
Oh my God. Yeah. You see, kama like in our place in Dandora, we have the dump site. Dandora dump site is the largest dump site. Actually, it's the only dump site we have. So when the lorries are bringing in garbage from these posh areas, because their garbage comes to our place, we take in people's garbage. Everybody's garbage. So
how is that? How is that like?
It's very bad. The smell. The lorries, they destroy roads. You will find there are women who are pregnant, there are women who have children who work in the dump site. and they're not considered because they don't get protective gears. So when this waste is coming, especially when it has rained like today, so the waste is just dripping. It's really wet and it's dripping everywhere.
And it's all yuck.
And it's all yuck. So we ask ourselves, why are these lorries not covered in the first place? Because why is it that when they reach in Dandora is when they start
dumping? Why do you
dumping?
have a dump site in the first place?
I don't know. I don't know how it began.
But anyway, I mean, those are the questions.
Yeah, those are the questions. And the court ordered for that dump site to be removed. It gave an ultimatum of 6 months. Yeah. But then again,
there it is. So what happens when it rains in that dump site?
When it rains, the smell, it's
now,
it's a problem every time.
It just goes everywhere.
When it rains, the roads become very, very bad because of the lorries and the garbage, especially when the dump site is full to the brim before it gets before zichukuliwe zipandishwe huko kwa milima. Unajua, there are piles and piles and piles of garbage. It's like a mountain. We have a mountain by the way of garbage in Dandora. It's a sight to behold. But you'll find now when the sun is too hot and the vapor starts, you know, you will wake up when you're going to work at 5 a.m. in the morning. You cannot see because of the acidity. It's really in the air. It's like a fog. And it's really stinky. No, it's not a good... I once told somebody on Facebook that I was from Dandora and he blocked me. I was like, is it my fault? I'm not the owner of the dump site.
Oh.
I know.
Mike.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about the culture of the ghetto. What's the ghetto culture?
The ghetto culture, first of all, unemployment. Yeah? So because of the unemployment, you find like a kid grows and he become a young adult, a youth. Then he have already maybe finished schooling. So he will wake up in the morning, go and we say like kupiga malap, kupiga maraundi. From there he go to base somewhere on the road in the morning just to sit down and to look like what's going on. And he will also meet his other youths there. We start making stories, they make stories. Then after there, they go to training maybe. In Ghetto, there are so many talents. So you can find maybe a young man, maybe he's a footballer. So he will go to training for football training. Maybe he's an actor. He will go to do acting. Maybe he's a dancer. So from there, he'll just come back home. So that's the cycle. That's the cycle. So whatever they do, they try maybe to come out of there through their talent, because there's no opportunities maybe. So we are always told, like even the politician come there, or even the motivation speakers, they always tell us like, be creative, be innovative.
But you people are already creative.
We are creative.
So we are just looking for opportunities.
For opportunities.
To turn this creativity into money.
Exactly.
That can help you survive and make a better living.
Yeah, because you find like even you can be given a skill. Like there is a organization come there in the ghetto and offer skills. They come and offer you a skill of welding, example. But after getting the skills, you don't have the machines. You see, you don't have somewhere where you can go to practice your skills. You see, if you have made a group maybe for actors or even for dancers, there is no those opportunities. Like maybe like if you are a theater, you can be called for in those forums so that maybe you can earn something. So you act. You come up with a script, then you act for yourself and for your community, and then you go back to the base. You see, you're already creative, maybe you're innovative, but there is nothing there. So it's so demoralizing.
Irene, how do people get into crime?
People get into crime when you cannot afford basic needs. He has talked about unemployment. That is a menace in the ghetto, in the slums. You'll find fathers. I tend to talk of fathers so much because of the responsibilities. A graduate in ghetto, who are graduates, people have masters, people have degrees, people have diplomas. But then again, you go to apply for a job and they want 15 years experience, I'm a 5 years experience, and you're like, if I don't get the job, where am I going to get the experience? So you end up going back home. So what leads a lot of people to crime is the lack of affordability of basic needs. If I cannot afford to feed my family, I'm going to wait for you, kokona. Sasa mimi, I have to make it one way or the other. It's either you give me a job or you give me what you have hustled. You find in the ghetto, youths have so much time on their hands. They have nothing to do. When they wake up, it's just they've just woken up because God allowed them to wake up. They have no purpose because there are no jobs. Even the menial jobs that people used to do, there are none nowadays. You'll find hata watu wa mjengo now want people who have experience, people who have... No one is willing to take chances on these ghetto youths, especially because pia of the criminalization. You will say that, you see, like my colleague, akona rasta, unaona. Akona dreadi.
Yeah. So he looks,
akienda kuapply kazi, kitu ya kwanza mtu anamwangalia ni dreadi, umetoka wapi? Oh, you're from Kiambu. And then the eyes start rolling.
Stigma.
And the suspicious movements. People start keeping their phones in their pockets. You see, it's the criminalization also
roll
that
up
comes.
their windows.
Yeah. It comes. So the people who, if you criminalize them, they will be like, okay, why not do it then? Umesema mimi ni mwizi, why not become it? Because if I'm not a thief, then what am I? If I don't steal, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to feed my kids? How am I even going to buy my own clothes? You get? So there are a lot of factors that actually lead ghetto youths to robbery, ama to theft. But the major one is unemployment and a lot of time in our hands.
I have a lot of time to be creative about it. Tell me the relationship between ghetto and drugs. Kuna changa, kuna kumikumi, kuna sijui nini, kuna bangi. What is all that?
Like,
where does it come from?
Like drugs and ghetto ziko pamoja. Because you can find if hakuna crime sana, there is a lot of drugs. First of all, drugs are not made in ghettos. And there is nobody maybe from ghetto who is able to bring drugs there. So
but somebody brings it.
Yeah, somebody brings it. Someone who has money. So there is one thing in ghetto. Drugs is very available. Like even like you can be walking in the streets and you just call a kid, ambia niaje, ndo nilete shash moja. You just give him some money and he will come.
What is shash?
Oh, shash is a brand of bang. It's not a bang, but it has something else. So
it is bang that has been it has been mixed with another drug.
Yeah, exactly. So and the grade, it's not
it's a higher grade.
Yeah, it's a higher grade and a higher amount of money. So you can send him anything. And
so the children, what age?
Any age, because in ghetto drugs are available. Any kind of drug.
So you can send a child 5, 6, 7 years old to get for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And they know where to go.
Yeah, they know where to go.
Wow.
So in the ghetto, that's not like a crime. It's the culture there. You see, and being like that, it's like inakuwa very mbaya.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Let's take a break for now. Wow, we are talking about ghetto life 101. How do we even coming to understand this for those who didn't grow up there? And how do we help? This is what this show is all about. We're taking a break. We shall be right back. You don't go away.
Next week on Man Up.
3 times more men die of suicide than of women.
I thought of committing suicide by then, but when I was at the top, I had already tied the rope, did the knot, so I was almost putting it on. That's when I heard a voice.
There's this illusion that we have that we are invisible.
Yes.
So we are built to be strong. So even the things we are going through, tungangane nazo kama mwanaume, and at the expense of our health.
Finding a safe space whereby we can talk about our problems is our personal initiative.
That's next week on Man Up, Monday at 8:30 p.m.
Welcome back to Crosstalk, and today we are talking about ghetto life. What is that like? And what is our role? Do we just see them on television and all that comes out of there is just drugs, crime, prostitution, low life? When you meet a person from the ghetto, what comes to your mind immediately? I have 2 amazing guests, and we are continuing with Mike Kamashu and Irene Maina. Kamashu from Kiambu and Irene from Dandora, Hip Hop City. So when we went to the break, you were telling us the availability of drugs and how the network works. You are saying drugs don't originate from the ghetto, but they're available.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're very available. And the cause of maybe the youths in ghetto to abuse drugs is because, like the way we said about the unemployment, you see, and another thing, mental health. Their mental health. You know, if you have finished school, you are there, your mom anaanza kutegemea. She have your parents have supported you in school life, and now you're out of school. Maybe you're a graduate, and then you can't find employment. So when you are there at home, you start mental health. You see, maybe you get depression or anything. So the only thing maybe you can help you to relax is the drugs. So you opt to go and to use drugs. You see, another thing, the culture in ghetto, like the stigma and the culture. Like if I come to you to like the way Irina alisema, I have dreads. If I come to you maybe and you judge me, so I'll go back there, and our culture is maybe someone akishamaliza shule, he starts maybe using drugs. You see, I want to look like other guys there, other youths. Like I want to have expensive clothes. You see, I have maybe I want to use maybe Mira, Jaba, and I want nieke side moja, and maybe to look like the other youths. You see, so it's all about mental health. It's all about unemployment, and it's all about the people who make money with the drugs, because there was a time that we tried fighting against drugs, and it was with our local administration, and we were even getting warnings from other areas, like, who are you, what are you trying, because you're just an activist, because what are you trying, you see, and whoever brings those drugs, they are people with names, they are people who are
senior people in society.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Irene, one of the things that's prevalent in the ghetto is prostitution. This is not a sexist question. I'm not asking you because you're a lady.
I hope so.
That is how I need to issue that disclaimer. But describe for me how a young girl gets lured into prostitution in the ghetto.
In the ghetto, it's not more so prostitution as sexual slavery. It's
difference being what?
Difference being sexual slavery is you'll find even the youngest of girls who are doing it not because they want to. It's because maybe you'll find even parents will give away their children to even older men so that they can afford something, or they want something. We have also done. We have also heard of cases where girls do exchange sex for pads because of lack of affordability.
So they don't have money.
Yeah, they don't have money.
Money is what drives it.
Yes, but you see prostitution. You will find prostitution involves even the elitist of girls, even campus girls who come from wealthy homes do prostitution. Prostitution is a job. It's actually a job. It's
commercial.
Yes, people fight for those rights, by the way. People on the street fighting for those rights. So you find, if I look for a job 1, 2, 3 times, and the response is the same, and I want a pack of pads, I want to feed my kids, I want to pay my mom's hospital bills, I want to do something. What will I do? And then Baba is winking at me. You see, I will do it not because I want to, but it's because there are so many things that are accompanying me to do it. I want to go and get this money so that I can take my mom to the hospital. I want to go and get this money so I can pay my rent. Staki kulala nje. So it's the necessity that differentiate prostitution and sexual slavery.
How did you turn out? How did you make the turnaround? And I'll come to you, Mike. You tell us your story as well.
I had a very, I give my credits to my mom. I had a very good mom. I think
She was tough.
She was tough. She was really tough. Also, the seeing of your peers, how your peers are ending up, you're like, I don't want to end up like that. My mom is a single mom, so I don't want to add burden to my mom. I don't want to kufika home and my mom will be like, umetoka wapi, sijui, you're from where, you're doing this, you're doing drugs, sijui nini. I never for a day wanted to, ati nimeingia home, nimelewa in my mom's house, and I'm like, I love my mom so much, I wouldn't want to bring tears to her.
So your mom put values in you?
Yeah, it's my mom's upbringing and her prayers. My mom is very prayerful. Yeah, so also pia, there are so many, kuna mademu wengi sana tulisoma nao who ended up pregnant in school, who aborted, who died, who overdosed on drugs, who went to rehab. So also that life kind of terrified me a lot. Yes,
what they went through.
Yeah, what they went through. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be what people say ghetto is. I don't want to be ati mdema hizi grow ghetto na amalize shule kama hajapata mtoto. I want to prove them wrong. I want to be the first girl. I want to be among the girls who finished school without getting pregnant. I want to be the girl who finished high school without doing drugs. I want to be the girl mwenye amegrow ghetto na hajaingia rehab. So it's the changing narratives of people that drove me. My mom, and actually trying to prove people wrong. I'm like, nah. There are also good things in ghetto, by the way. There's talent.
Mike, what's your story?
Okay, the thing that triggered me to come out of ghetto differently is that, first of all, is my grandmother and my dad. My grandmother was a Mokorino. You can say
Yes.
He was so religious. And tuko tunafanana yani. I was somehow, nilikuwa mnono, somehow big, and then tuko tunafanana. So she loved me very much. So anytime she was going to church, she could tell my mother, tayarisha Maiko, twende na yeye. So she brought me up in church. So in church we could go and get teachings and teaching. And then coming back to my family, my dad, wherever he is, I love him very much. But anakunywanga pombe. So anytime he drinks alcohol, he could come home and beat my mom regularly. So I hated whatever he was doing. And sometimes I could cry because of like anakuja even kwa barabara, aniye ni mlevi, and anapiga mom, and me and my brother, we are there crying. And when my grandmom comes and she told me like, unaona venye babako anafanya, unafaa kunamuombea, you should pray for him and pray for your family. So whenever my dad angepiga my mom, I was going in the bed and pray, and I was like, God, acha hasira za dad ziende chini, acha dad ache kukasirika. So nikaanza I built my faith, you see. So and because of him, because of my dad, I hated drugs. I hated, actually even now, I can't, even hata harufu ya sigara, nasikia inanirritate. Pombe inanirritate because of whatever I saw. My dad, like, it's like after someone using drugs, he's not in his sober mind. Time wenye hajatumia kwa sawa, but akishatumia, there is nothing he can do.
The players, what should they do?
Give us a chance. Give us a chance to show them we're not what they think of us. We're not all criminals. We're not all drug dealers. We're not all useless. You know, you go to an interview, and you say you're from Dandora, and people look at you like.
The interview changes.
When you don't know your lane, you don't know your people, you're not supposed to be here. So give us a fighting chance. Give us an equal chance as any other will be given. The fact that Sija Park inje does not mean I'm not qualified. I'm more qualified than, hata pengine nime qualified than huyo msee mwenye amedrive. There was a story I heard from somebody. Alienda ku-interview for a radio job, and he did not have the necessary papers, but he knew he would nail this. He knew he would be a good presenter. He knew he would, and he went. And people were like, "Hey, you cannot even carry an envelope to even show you are serious." And believe you me, he went there and he nailed it and he got the job. So we are actually more than what people give us credit for. So give us a chance. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kamashu.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Maybe lastly, I can say, like, in Ghetto, there is an artist called Anthem, and alimba sana akisema, like, in Ghetto we are like stars. There is stars, but it's just a star that have dust. Iko na vumbi. You see, the star is always very high, but when you are here, you can see it. But we are stars with dust that people, maybe our fathers, people have just, like the way they say, like crime, drugs, you see. So they don't say about the creativity in Ghetto. So we just need some people, maybe from outside there, the NGOs, the reliable people, maybe, to come and just to polish that dust, and the star will shine. I promise them we will shine.
And that's where we're going to leave it today. Kamashu, thank you very much. Mike, for coming to the studio. Irene, thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you.
Viewers, Ghetto people are people. Treat them with respect, treat them with dignity. They are not coming to steal from you. And when they come for an interview, give them a fair chance. But the critical questions we must ask ourselves. One, what are we doing about the ghetto? What are we doing about slum people? What is the church? And the church has come under scrutiny here. Stigma. Are we even thinking about programs to engage and to better the lives of those who live in the ghetto and in the slum? As a product of the ghetto myself, I want to say I'm thankful to the church that raised me. They believed in me. But I want to thank you for listening to us here at Crosstalk today. And I pray that you look for an opportunity to invest in the ghetto and in the slum. Begin by visiting. And then after that, find an opportunity in network and in partnership with others to make somebody's life, even just one, different. God bless you. Till next week. Thank you for watching Crosstalk.